went to where the guy talked about flipped classroom, Kahoot was just like a mentioning. He was like, yeah, I use this thing Kahoot. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I was like, okay, I have to go check this out. And I brought it back, and it was like our entire school just immediately implemented Kahoot. And the kids, I mean, they love it. And I think like just seeing you guys, everybody's like all up on their edge of the seat with their phone, like ready to answer. I think it's a cool way to get kids engaged with math. So briefly, we just saw how Kahoot works. So engagement, that's the light bulb. Assessment, it assesses, it's self-assessment for the students. It also gives me real-time feedback. If I need to address something, I can even spiral it into instruction. We do something, I give it to them, I see, okay, maybe they got this, and then I can put a question later on in that same Kahoot. I get that chance to go over it and say, hey, like this is why that answer is wrong, and then later on in the same Kahoot I can see if they do better. So it's immediate feedback, okay, I need to spend more time on this, or we can go forward with content. So you guys just saw how it works when you're on your phone. These all came from the Kahoot website, that's like a promo pack. But phone or computer, and I recommend computer. I think the phone just introduces distraction. I do allow my students to use their phone, but if they like lose that privilege, or if I see them doing something else, then that's it. Like, sorry, that's your classwork grade, whatever you submitted, that's it. Next time, do better. So they get the feedback on their phone right away if it's correct. It also is nice because it doesn't like, they don't know right away if they got it right or wrong, and that allows, it prevents like cheating or telling your neighbor, hey, it's green or it's the triangle. So it's kind of cool. And then the feedback that I talked about, it gives us a nice, okay, well, 37 students got this question right. 1 shows us the answer, we'll talk to him later. 10 had this thing. So what was it that question or that answer choice, where was the issue with getting to that right answer? So the cool thing that I mentioned, and I didn't know about this until I went to that presentation either, was the feedback and results. So like we just went through the Kahoot. I use this all the time, so I have an idea of how my students are tracking, and I'm not very good about like seeing Tessa's spreadsheet. It's like, okay, I could do much better with like mastery and tracking. But what's cool is that, Tessa, you're gonna love this. It goes, so we go through it right away. Okay, so yes, these are my students, and it tells me like right away how they did. And it goes on, and you can see, and you can track, and you can map it to standards. So just one really neat tool to use in the classroom, especially a nice privilege of having laptops. It's also how I do participation or classwork grades, or sometimes I'll give it based on, like, if it's a test review, then that's correct. Like, I graded on correctness. Sometimes it's just, did you participate? Did you answer the majority of the questions? Here's participation grades. Do you have questions on this? I know I'm going quickly. It's awesome. Like, I use it, I download all the results, I go through it, but I haven't, like, mapped everything as well as I could. Yeah, okay, so saturation point, because the students, like, Betty taught us stop playing a game before they get tired of it, because like they want to play it again. So like I try to keep it like less than 12 minutes, but for a question, like I have some, like SOL review, I had one that was like 26 questions, and it was long, but it was just like, that's what we were doing that day. We were playing review, and so I would say like I try to keep it probably less than 15 questions. And I don't make all the Kahoots I use. There's a lot of them out there that are really good. Being an SOL, so there's a lot out there from Common Core. So you have to look through to find SOL stuff. But there's tons out there. They're all with tags, so you can search and see what's out there. I found a bunch for Algebra 1 that I use. I made some, but I also look and see. And you can delete questions, you can duplicate it, you can change times, all those things. Just work smarter on harder. So again, just another review. So I'm seeing like, tons of red here. Like, what do I need to address? Just that quick feedback that I get during the game, but then after I can say, like, where are my students really weak? Okay, so that's the discussion on Kahoot. Okay, so flip